Hey, how's it going, everybody? BSG Trek Fan 88 here again. And yes, I know I am very dark right now, but it is 11:20 p.m. on 10/11/12, October 11th, 2012. This will not happen again for do the math. I honestly did earlier today, and I cannot remember right now. So forgive me for being so dark. However, I am using my Yeti mic, so my audio quality should be significantly increased for you. This video is going to talk about something that's kind of, I'm not going to say near and dear to my heart, because it's not, but it's going to talk about one of the things that I thought about quite a bit, and still do. Not recently, but I have seen the movie Melancholia from 2011, directed by Lars von Trier, who is at this point, controversial director about his remarks on Hitler, but I honestly don't care about that. The man knows how to make a movie, both visually and when it comes to the cinematography. In the short version, and I really, if you have not seen the movie, and you are in the slightest bit interested in science fiction, end of the world, sister relationship fans, please stop this review and go watch the movie. You will thank me. It is probably one of the greatest movies I have seen from 2011/2012. It really is one of the best movies I've seen in quite some time. And I saw it a while ago. I just haven't talked about it yet. But reviewing some footage and chatting with someone, I wanted to make this video after seeing the movie again. But the movie left such an impact on me that it's one of the few films that I literally have seen once that I say literally again, but literally I don't have to see it again to talk about it. It's one of those few films. The short version is that I'm not going to go into extreme details because I want to avoid spoilers as much as I can in character development and so on, so forgive me. This is not the greatest explanation of the film. It does not do it justice, but it's how I can talk to you, YouTube, without kind of ruining things. But a sister is getting married to a fiance that is portrayed by the same gentleman from the movie Battleship. And of course, to me, I know him as Iceman from Generation Kill. Looked it up on Google, and you'll find out the actor. Amazing actor. I think he has great potential. I think he's going somewhere. And it turns out that she isn't very happy. She ends up kind of not going through with the marriage, even though she does. Things are kind of strenuous with her and her fiance, and of course her and her sister. It cuts to, I think, a year later, or around a year later, and a planet, a roaming planet, which is like Earth, only significantly larger. It has an atmosphere, it has oceans, it has continents, is literally just floating out in space, and was hidden by a constellation. It was hidden by a sun. And, we finally, on Earth, get to observe it and go, wow, this is great. Except that it's on a quote-unquote collision course with our solar system. And lo and behold, eventually they figure out, okay, it's going to come literally within the distance of Earth to the moon. Which is like, wrong, no, that's bad, that should never happen. And it's originally, again I say originally, thought to, okay, it's going to slingshot around the Earth and not pose a threat, and it's going to go back out into space. Well, in the meantime, the quote-unquote bride-to-be and her sister, the bride-to-be basically breaks down and has an emotional just flat line, and her sister has to take care of her. And Star of 24, who again will remain nameless, look this up for yourself, kind of doesn't like the fact that she's having to help her sister, but being the husband that he is, goes along with it, he's also a budding astronomer. And of course, throughout the film, with the whole sister and sister relationship taking place, which is what I like about this movie, it doesn't put the science fiction first. It puts the human story above everything else, for the most part. But again, spoiler warning here. Eventually, it's figured out through very, very harsh, and when I say that, harsh means, when I say that, it's one of those things where, in the movie, people who think, oh, this planet, it's gonna pass. Look, I understand how bad you must feel, but it's gonna be okay. Yeah, we're fucked. Because instead of going in a slingshot formation and going around the Earth and going away, it passes us, great. Except Earth's gravity affects it and pulls the planet, which has been called Melancholia, back at us. And basically, it's on a collision course with Earth. Now, I'm not going to say any more about the movie, quote-unquote, except spoiler warning, which is actually revealed in the first 4 minutes of the film. Melancholia collides with Earth. Now, this is where it gets into me personally and emotionally. You know, I grew up, I can remember clear as day, and I'm not ashamed of it, but as a child, I really, really feared the end of the world. I guess every kid goes through a small period of this, where with me being a science fiction fan, science, space fan, kind of expanded. I don't like thinking about, an asteroid hitting the Earth, or nuclear holocaust, or something. Shit, I remember when, I forget what time of year it was, but there was a planet. It wasn't a star. I found out since then that it was a planet that was in very close proximity. I think it was Mars or Venus or something. And I looked out my window and I told my mom, look, what is this thing? What is it doing? It turned out to be a planet. It wasn't an asteroid. But when you watch as your casual observer who doesn't really care or appreciate that much about astronomy, God, my fucking leg got bit up today on delivery. As your average person doesn't really care that much about astronomy, or the motion of the planets and whatnot, they know about asteroids and nuclear holocaust and global warming. To me, I know quite a bit about that. And when you watch and think about movies or events where the human race would be devastated by a small to medium-sized asteroid, or a nuclear holocaust, or a cataclysmic event, we all hope and know and think that, what, as a whole, we're fucked, but overall, the human race, human beings, not a country, not a civilization, but human beings as a species, will survive, right? Well, in Melancholia, a planet that is about 3 times the size of Earth, maybe even larger, collides with Earth, and literally Earth is gone. When you really stop and think about that, our entire history, our art, our literature, our beliefs, our fiction, everything that our societies, not society, but societies have come up with and embraced and loved and appreciated is gone. That's it. Done. So, quote-unquote aliens or other species won't even know that we were here. And that, to me, personally, is probably one of the most depressing fucking things I have ever thought of or seen in a movie. And literally, this movie opens within the first 3-4 minutes of the film with that. So right away, it sets the stage. And yes, I know it's a movie, and I'm not going to say it's far-fetched, but it's one of the things that, to our current science and knowledge, may or may not happen. But it really, I'm not going to say opened my eyes, but when you have a movie with the special effects that this has, depicting that, it really puts you in your seat and in your mindset going, yeah, that's it. I mean, look at Armageddon, look at Deep Impact, look at any movie you can think of where it's a massive, holy shit, what the fuck are we gonna do moment. You know, the human race, you know, goes on, and, you know, whether it's the United States or Africa, or, yeah, I know that's a continent, not a country, the UK, Japan, Russia, whatever, it doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, I'm American, so it kind of sucks if the US doesn't have some kind of input, but you know what? If the human race and the beyond, and the belief that we are all individual with ideas and all that blah 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 BS, as long as that survives, I'm happy. But in this movie, it's literally gone. That's it. And not even just our written history, the entire fucking planet. So think about all the archaeological information, the cities that we have built, the Earth itself. I mean, it really is fucking depressing. Let alone the human story behind this. Again, the sister and sister relationship. But anyway, I figured I really wanted to put my thoughts down on audio here on YouTube. If you have seen the movie Melancholia, if you have not, please take an hour and a half out of your day or night and sit down and watch it. Excuse me, it's late right now. But yeah, I mean, the end of the world, quote unquote, or more importantly, the end of human civilization, is something that when I was a child, when I was a kid, and still does, weighed heavily on my mind. And this movie, above all others, really puts that first and foremost. And again, I can't repeat this enough. When you think about your typical end of the world scenario, some form or another of human civilization survives. Well, if the entire planet is literally wiped away from the galaxy, from our solar system, from the universe, that sucks, because of all that we have created and all of that we have put our time, effort, and energy into. But anyway, this is BHG Trek Fan 88 here, signing out. Again, sorry for the lack of visibility, but I really wanted to put this down on quote-unquote paper. And, you know, tell me what you think. If you think I'm full of shit, if you think I'm an idiot, put in the comment section below why. If you agree with me, if you feel the same, please let me know. It'd be nice to hear from someone else who has the same opinions about this as I do. Have a good night. See ya.